it's Tom Hickey at Wedgwood Insurance here. Today's, as I record this, is Thursday, July 25th, which means it's the start of level 2 in Newfoundland and Labrador, which is good news as we get back to a bit more normalcy. And a few weeks back, as we look back over the last 3 months, we were thinking as a company, how we could recognize so many people who've gone above and beyond the call of duty over the last 3 months or so in the worst of this situation. And we were trying to figure out ways to do that. And then we realized that we've got so many businesses and individuals insured throughout Newfoundland and Labrador that we thought we'd just reach out to our own clients and ask you to nominate people who who've really made a difference. And we received over 75 nominations back from our clients. And it was very challenging for our staff and for us to go through some of those and figure out who the winners would be. And we were going to pick 3 who would receive a $500 token of our appreciation for what they did. So the purpose of this video is to let you know who those winners are. They are Greg Price, who runs a store out in Corner Brook, Mary Beth Costigan, who's a personal home care worker in Mount Pearl, and Jen Rousel, who's a nurse out in Corner Brook. So the purpose of this video is for me to say thank you to you 3 for all you've done. Thank you to all our clients who took the time to send nominations in to us. And in the next minute or two after my little introduction here, you're going to get a quick chance to meet our 3 winners and hear from them what it was like doing what they did during the last 3 months. So as we move forward into level 2 here, and hopefully a healthy and happy summer for everybody as we try and recover from the last 3 months, a little bit of bright light to shine on some of the great things that have gone on. So on behalf of all the clients of Wedgwood, the team at Wedgwood in both our Corner Brook and St. John's offices, it's a chance for us to say thank you. Okay, well listen, Greg, it's thanks for coming on today, and thanks for being a community hero. You were nominated by Gail Wheaton, who's a client of ours who told us about some of the things you've been doing. So rather than me regurgitate that, why don't you just give us a quick couple of minute rundown of what you do and what you've been doing through the pandemic here and what that was like?
Sure. So we started relatively early in the pandemic, I guess. We've got a couple of businesses, and one of them is a vending business, and that was essentially shut down. So it opened up a big chunk of time, and I don't know how it came about in the beginning, but we decided one day, my wife and I, to make some soup and give it out to anybody who needed it or wanted it. And we did that a couple of times, and then I guess word got out, and then some other partners came on board. We had Western Mazda was a sponsor for several weeks. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul here provides food for one of the days a week that we give it out. The Open Door, which is like the food kitchen for the Anglican diocese, was involved with providing a donation. And we've had numerous private donations from our customers and just people who heard about it, people who called from Ontario, BC, and knew somebody here who wanted to order a meal to be delivered to a loved one or something like that. So the reach that it had was phenomenal. And at this point in time now, we've kind of reduced it a little bit. We were doing 3 days a week, and we've gone to 2 days a week now, just because we've got more of our operations up and running, and the time constraints kind of are more conducive to doing 2 days a week. So but we still do put out meals 2 days a week. There's a little less demand now than there was in the earlier days. There was very large demand, it seemed like. Now as things have kind of settled in and the weather's warmed up and things like that, I think probably people are finding it a little easier, hopefully. But we still do, we do about 80 to 100 meals twice a week, and they typically all get out to somebody who needs them. we had run into a scattered day where we might have a couple or three left over. But
Yeah.
for the most part, all of our meals are getting out there.
Yeah, how to make you feel doing that? Because I guess, it's such a situation where so many people were, it was a lot of unknowns and people were struggling. How did you feel doing all that? Like it seems like such an incredible thing to do.
It, um, it was, I guess, it kind of filled a void in my own life at the beginning. And then as we got out and we saw in the community places that people did need it, or people were picking it up and bringing it to places, and there might be one reason or another that people wanted it or needed it or whatever, might have just helped out in a pinch kind of thing, but it made me feel good about doing it, and we've certainly had so much positive feedback from it that reinforces that basically every day, right? So
Yeah.
we've had a very fulfilling experience, I guess, is the
Yeah.
best way to put
Yeah.
it.
It pays you back in ways you never even think about, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, thanks for everything you did. And I know you're in the Corner Brook area, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So I know on behalf of our team in the Corner Brook office out there and all of us here at Wedgwood and everybody, like, thanks for doing what you did. It's all those things like that in a dark time. So many people did good, positive things. And now that we're sort of starting to get back to a bit more normalcy, it's important that we not forget all the great things that people did and recognize that. So thanks from all of us to you for what you did.
Thank you.
Thanks, Greg.
All right.
Okay, so Mary Beth, congratulations on being a Wedgwood Community Hero.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you were nominated by Dion Regular, one of our clients, and he said that you're like I think the exact words that you're like a shining light for people. So I know you work in a long-term care home. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about what it was like for the last 3 months or so for you working in that environment?
Well, it started off being pretty scary going to work for the first little while, but I must say everyone done a great job with, I guess, shutting down long-term care,
Yeah.
stopping visitors, stopping everything from coming in, like not even like water bottles on the unit. So they done a great job, but it was scary starting out.
Yeah. And so what was it like working there? Like, because I know there were restrictions and you couldn't, people probably had to work more longer shifts and things like that. Was that challenging?
Now we didn't have too much, I guess, extra shifts and stuff. A little bit here and there. But it wasn't too bad because kind of once you were inside the building, you kind of felt a little safer once you were in there.
Yeah.
Because there was no visitors. So it was kind of just the staff, and you just kind of had to rely on your coworkers that they were being safe outside of work, really.
Yeah. I guess it's hard on the clients when they can't have any visitors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now our recreation department done an excellent job. They were relying on technology, at 90 years old, relying on technology for FaceTiming families and stuff. So, we done the best we could to, I guess, not being families, but
Yeah.
we got through it.
Yeah. And tell me, I heard also that you do things outside of your work for people as well. I hear that you're quite a community advocate in terms of helping other people. I know you probably don't want to blow your own horn, but what kind of things like that? We're all very modest here in Newfoundland, but what kind of things like that do you do?
Well, I'm kind of like the Costco go-to. I takes one for the team. I actually had a couple of family members that were trying to get home during all of this. Very stressful few days.
Yeah.
But I made sure everyone had what they needed once they arrived, that they didn't have to go out, or well, they couldn't go out at that point.
Yeah.
And so I made sure they had more than enough stuff to get them through their 2 weeks, and actually they stayed in longer, but so I made sure everyone was stocked up on food and whatever they needed.
Yeah. So even when you're not working, you're helping other people.
I try to do my best.
Yeah. Well, listen, I want to thank you for all you've done for, anybody, whether it's at work or in other people. It's times like this that, we all came to realize the importance of people like you and the work that you do in our community. And so it's really on behalf of all the team here at Wedgwood and our clients who nominated you. Thanks for all you've done for us. We all really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I just hope that someone will return the favor to me if I ever needed it. So I try to help where I can.
Okay, we all got to try and pay it forward, right?
Yes.
So, Jen, congratulations on being a Wedgwood community hero. We had so many nominations, and the fact that it was really hard to pick a winner, and the fact that, so many of our staff felt like you were a deserving recipient. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about your story, a little about what, sort of you went through and having to deal with the whole COVID situation since March in Newfoundland.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a practical nurse at the hospital, and it's been hard for all of us as staff because, there's different situations. You don't know when you go home. When you come home, you could be infecting your children. So that was a really big stress for everybody. Another thing for me as well is I had to actually bring my daughter out with my mom, which was 2 hours away. So that was kind of hard too as well. Also working in the hospital, a lot of this, our patients that we really get to know, they can't have their family and stuff around. So they're going through a bit of a hard time as well. And that does affect us with patient engagement. Of course, that's a big thing. And, it was just a really hard time. I feel like now that everything's going back to normal, I kind of feel like there's a big weight lifted off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been pretty hard, I have to say. But
Is your daughter back with you now?
she is back with
That's
me
good
now.
news.
Yeah. It was some scary stuff. I hope to leave it behind and not bring it into 2021.
Yeah. So tell me, when you think back over the last 3 months, it was sort of a dark time for a lot of people and difficult.
It was.
What was is there anything that comes to your mind during the 3 months that really stood up to you was as a good thing that happened, a sort of a bright light in all the hard times that you had to deal with?
I kind of feel like, and I talked about this with one of my coworkers just the other day, actually, I feel like being a Newfoundlander, we can make light of anything. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like whatever has been thrown at us, we've been able to get through it. And I feel like some people have just made it not such a crappy time, so
yeah.
That's probably the only positive. And I guess we also realize a lot more now too as well that social interaction between people is very important.
Yeah.
I'll never take that for granted again, ever in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, basically the only positive I can say that came from it was standing together as one, right? Working as a team, for sure.
Fantastic. So listen, on behalf of the team here at Wedgwood and all our clients who nominated our community heroes, thanks for everything you did. And I don't think that we're not quick enough to thank people until you realize how important the roles they play are. And
for
people
sure.
who do things like you, I think that really came to light over the last 3 months. So thank you very much, and hope the rest of the year goes a lot better than the first half did.
Me too.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay.